Hello everybody, it's LaTanya Black Gilliard here with another moment from Limitless Life, helping you take the limits off of your life.
Just like butter, baby, like butter, baby. Your love melts.
Now, I'm going to talk to you today about hypothyroidism, and I can talk to you about that thoroughly because I have dealt with hypothyroidism for 16 years. Now, hypothyroidism is when, supposedly your thyroid is underactive. Hyperthyroidism is when your thyroid is overactive. Now, when it's overactive, that can come from several different things: Graves' disease, Hashimoto's disease, thyroiditis, a whole bunch of different reasons. But what I've really come to learn is that it is never about your thyroid. Never. All right. So that's an organ that we really need to protect and take care of because it is our body's thermostat. It's located right here, and it's like a little butterfly shape right here. Okay. So hypothyroidism is when your thyroid is underactive, and maybe we did something to do that. So in my case, I was overactive. I had Graves' disease right after I had my baby girl. And basically, I had a goiter on my neck, looks like an Adam's apple. Usually your eyes bulge, but I didn't get all that. But I did get pain in my body. My muscles felt like I couldn't move or couldn't walk, and my heart was palpitating so fast. And it's like everything in my body was sped up. I lost weight like dropping water on the floor. It was so easy, but it's because everything in my body, my metabolism, everything was just running like this. That's because it was hyperactive. Now, my endocrinologist told me I had three things to do to fix this. Radiation, which would be channeled specifically right here with the radioactive isotopes, which would slow down all the overactivity, which would eventually make me hypothyroid, which means underactive, and surgery, cutting, permanent scar, okay, which would eventually make me hypothyroidism, hypo, underactive. And it's really not a good fix. It leaves you a scar, and you really shouldn't be damaging your thyroid that way anyway, from cutting, unless there's cancer, of course, or something involved. But that's also treatable naturally. Or the other way was medication, and that could damage my liver. So I asked him, I said, wow, these don't sound too good. What do you want me to do? Act like it was your wife or your sister or your mother. He said, I would do the radioactive isotopes because you take this, it channels itself right here, and you don't have to deal with anything else, but it will make you hypo. So all the stuff, anytime you mess with your thyroid like that, it's going to take you into the underactive category. So I didn't see any way out or anything good. This was years ago when I was still in North Carolina, but I didn't have any of the mindset that I have now toward research and taking care of my own health. So I do what so many of us do. We listen to the doctor because they know everything, right? So what I know now, okay, I wish I had known then what I know now. I would have never taken that radioactivity. I would never do any of those treatments because when you're hypothyroid, it slows down, your skin is affected, it's dry, you lose the hair in your eyebrows at the end right here, you get sluggish, you get tired, you get fatigued, you gain weight. You can gain weight eating nothing when you're hypo. Nothing. Because your thermostat has been damaged, so your metabolism is shot, and you have all these different things to do to try to keep it up. Now, in my case, I am hoping and believing, since I still have my thyroid, that I can jumpstart it, hook myself up to a battery. I don't know. But I just believe in miracles, and I want my thyroid activity back. So, because without it, I have to take medication. Now, when you do any of those things, you're on medication for life because you have to replace that thyroid activity. So, most people take synthetic thyroid hormone, which is called synthroid, or some people take the desiccated thyroid hormone, which comes from a cow or a pig, okay? And it's dried up and ground and stuff like that. One thing that you should know, if you or somebody else has been diagnosed with hypothyroidism, first of all, don't touch your thyroid, because it has nothing to do with your thyroid at all. You are in this situation because your body is attacking itself. Your immune system has gotten totally out of whack for some reason, and now your body is going overboard with fighting and protecting. So I believe in most cases it's all food related. It's food and it's toxins in our water, in our diet, in the air. You're going to have to do something about that. So don't do anything don't let an endocrinologist or anybody tell you to do anything with your thyroid, because this organ is so important. You will lose a lot of functions that you really, poor quality of life, unless you got to really jump on it every day. And it seems like sometimes it's a racket, it's a scam, because none of the medications work because your body changes so much. You'll have to take this amount, take it for a couple of weeks, boom, then your body gets used to it or whatever and rejects it, and then all of those symptoms come back. You have all this stuff that you're dealing with physically. You can't function sometimes, you can't think, you can't remember anything, you can't move, you don't want to do anything. I missed out on so many things because I just didn't feel like it. I didn't feel like getting up sometimes. I didn't feel like stepping out of the house. I didn't feel like putting on clothes. You just don't feel like it. And so if you know anybody that's dealing with hypothyroidism and they seem to be lazy, give them a break, because it is just a horrible thing to deal with. Now, let's talk about solutions, okay? So go to either a holistic physician, okay, or test yourself. All right. So get your blood work done. And those numbers are so sensitive and just so crazy. You can inbox me. No, don't inbox me because I'm getting rid of Messenger. Email me at my name, latanyasings@gmail.com. Okay. Or limitlesslife, the number 4YOU @gmail.com. So I had to go through that whole thing of balancing and hormones and taking the medication. My goal is to get off of medication, period. I don't want to be on anybody's medication for life. So what I've realized is replacing the thyroid hormone is tricky, because if you've had any of these things, like I had the radiation, it's kind of tricky. I chose the desiccated medication because it's the only thing that really worked, at least for a better, like 90%, compared to the other stuff. Synthroid, which is the synthetic hormone, levothyroxine, which is an off-brand or generic version of that. And even with Armor thyroid, which is the natural, there's all kinds. There's natural and that. They all have color or some kind of excipient or additive in it. All right. If it's not soy, it's something else, some type of a magnesium stearate or something that will make your symptoms worse. That's why none of these medications work. So, but anyway, when I say it's not about your thyroid, it's not, because your thyroid may have gotten swollen or infected or whatever because of the way your body's reacting to it. Okay. So you're going to have to test yourself. Go get your blood work done, Let the doctors prescribe or say or whatever. You go, they can give you the stuff all they want. You have to do your own treatment, because they don't know your symptoms. A lot of times they feel like you're faking it anyway. They don't know your symptoms. So you have to see what helps you. Now, I have now found some success taking the holistic route, which means totally changing my diet and totally taking so many supplements, but I have to. It's what works. It's what makes me alive again. It's what makes me energetic. It's what makes me feel like getting up and going with my day. and cravings and all that stuff. It gives me that kind of control, and it gives me that kind of help. So I take supplements. I do exercise that is low impact, but high intensity and easy on my knees. Because if you know somebody with hypothyroidism, if it keeps going long enough, it damages your body, your joints, and many different things. And they end up with knee issues and back issues, especially lower back issues, hair thinning and sometimes coming out. I've dealt with all of this stuff. And my mother had it too. And so when you don't get all the nutrients, you know, if you have hypothyroidism, you're getting less stomach acid. So though alkaline water is good, it's not good for us because we have less stomach acid, and that makes your stomach even more alkaline, which means you don't digest your food well, which means you don't get all of your nutrition. And that is the double-edged sword of this. So you have got to eat to get your nutrition. You have got to stay away from a lot of toxins and filter your water, filter your shower water. Stay away from hair colors and dyes and fingernail polish and you know, different things in your food, you know, the pesticides. That's why you got to go organic. I know everybody's got their reasons why they don't want to go organic, but it's best for you to go organic and find somebody that can help you with all of these numbers from your blood tests, because your T3, T4, free T3 and T4, all this stuff, they have to be a certain level. And you're going to have to get yours tested. Everybody's different. See, that's why I'm not trying to tell you what to do medication wise, because you have to go get yourself tested. You got to find a holistic doctor or somebody who is open-minded and willing enough to know and listen to you that your symptoms may not be going away with this medication. It's like, what else do I need to do? Discuss that with them, but find somebody who will listen. If your doctor's not listening, get rid of them. Get rid of them. They are not your God. They don't own your body. You make the decisions. They can make their suggestions and you listen and see if it's right for you. So I wish I had known this years ago. So anyway, get your blood tested, check your numbers. And there are several doctors out here, Dr. Westin, Dr. Mercola, Dr. Josh Axe. There's a lot of them. They're online, but you can always get in touch with them somehow. And there's a lot of local people to LA too. Great holistic physicians that you can get in touch with and get your blood tested, get your numbers checked, and they can tell you from there what you need to do. But it's never your thyroid, never. It's your immune system going haywire and overacting, and it's like maybe you've got leaky gut. And leaky gut is you've been eating some things that your body is totally sensitive to. Maybe you don't know it, maybe you do. If you have a lot of allergies, it could be the same reason. So it's like the walls of your intestine have been permeated by these foods that are just damaging to you. And so they put these little pinholes through your intestine. So when the food comes through, they escape through these holes and get out into your bloodstream. And then those cells that fight, or those white cells, they're going to jump and they're going to, oh, intruder, and they're going to fight you. So you might have eaten something healthy, but it's not where it's supposed to be. So your body's just going to start fighting itself, and those are called autoimmune diseases. And from that, you get diabetes, you get lupus, you get thyroid disease, you get all kinds of things, cancer, and it's all fixable. It's all fixable. Let your food be your medicine and your medicine be your food. Y'all, I swear, we have got to pay attention to what we put in and on our bodies because it makes a difference. All right. I'm going to go into this more. If you have any more questions, I'm going to make a second video about this because this can be very, very long. It's already long. But I'm also going to give you a product of the day that I just recommend. And no, nobody's paying me. That's a good idea. I need to call them. But this is turmeric. It's fermented turmeric by Dr. Mercola. And you can look Dr. Mercola up at mercola.com, mercola.com. I love his products because he doesn't add any junk in it. And these fermented turmeric. Now, if you know the benefits, everybody knows by now the benefits of turmeric, right? So, turmeric, the root, it looks like ginger. You know, it's the orange. It's the thing that gives Indian spicy food. It's Indian spices and stuff. Its color and its flavor. But it's so good for you. It's anti-inflammatory. It is amazing. It's a powerful antioxidant. And it helps you with, gosh, so many different things in your body. And it's fermented in this case, which makes it even more available for your digestion and your digestive system. I mean, there's not too many things turmeric doesn't help. For anywhere from your heart, circulatory, to in your digestive system. Oh gosh, everything. And the inflammation is what helps me so much. It takes all the pain away, all the arthritis. If you have the osteo or the arthritis, rheumatoid, it'll help. It will help. So this is my help tip for today. And just email me again if you need if you have, I can just give you some suggestions, or I can listen to you and maybe kind of guide you in the direction of some help. Okay, but take charge of your life, take charge of your health. You are the one. All right, God gave you common sense when it comes to your body. You can use it. If you got a good doctor that listens to you and tries new things, stick with them, and they'll work with the ones that aren't saying, you know, get that God complex, but if you don't do what I say, you can walk. I'll be like, bye, see ya. Fired. You're fired. All right, live a limitless life. All right, I love you. Come to my next one and subscribe. This is my channel. Subscribe, because I'm going to be giving you stuff quite often. Subscribe. So I got some tips. All right, take the limits off your life. Limitless life.